Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
Hello guys, and welcome back. As you can see, last episode I got knocked the fuck out, and this is a clear example that you really shouldn't trust guys on this. And I know this is odd few guys that are obviously thinking, no, you can't say that because you can't judge the majority on a specific few. But all I have seen to found is every time I find someone, maybe, you know, even if I commit dialogue with the guy, they end up killing me anyway, whether it's an axe to the head, whether it's a bullet to the face, whether it's a punch to the face, and yeah, you get the drift. I get myself that. It's one step away from an improvised backpack. Oh, just out of M4, I swear that was an M4 shot. Be careful. See if we can use this as a weapon. Not that it'd be much of a weapon anyway, but obviously you can't. But as I was talking about improvised backpacks, man, there's another nice little addition that needs to be appreciated, and that's of specific items being dual use. For example, as I have previously mentioned, sticks are one of the few items needed to create improvised backpacks, but with a rag and from a t-shirt, etc., you can bind the two together and make a splint. And I did actually have some footage of that, but unfortunately it was deleted. I actually helped a guy that had broken his leg previously, and obviously I came up to him randomly and I was kind enough to help him out, and he's the only guy that never attacked me back. But we didn't survive very long because a group of bandits came across and fucked us up in the end. Looking fly. I'm Maverick now, man. Not quite. But yeah, as I was saying, man. Yeah, if you got a broken leg or something, that would fix it right up. Or if you got a couple of buddies that have obviously been down to town and fucked someone up or got fucked up themselves and in need of fucking repairing, that's your best bet. It's not like the old one where you just inject yourself with morphine. It's more time consuming, don't get me wrong, but you gotta appreciate the realistic personality to it all, you know? And I'm expecting a lot more type of things like that later in game development. And to be honest with you, there's actually been a few things, because as you know, the lighting is running at better frame rates now. They've changed that, as well as you can sharpen blades on rocks. You can go fishing finally, guys, which would be quite good. Also, you have improvised fishing rods. Almost forgot to mention that, because just like you would an improvised backpack, for example, you could do the nice camouflaged. Happy days. Yeah, just like the improvised backpack, you can do the same with your fishing rod and gather your own food. Build off the sweat of your brow, so to speak. Yeah, you use, I think it's a long ash stick and rope, to the best of my knowledge. You can quote me on that if I'm wrong. Also, I've heard a lot of guys have been mentioning that they don't know where to loot from, like specific buildings, and where to find good loot. Now, it's a very important tip. And it's the fact that I have come aware that a lot of people don't know where to go to find good loot. And for the fact of the matter, what buildings contain those said loot, especially military gear, we'll find most tactical gear and military weapons in either fire stations, for example, or army barracks compounds, or even like aircraft control towers. I don't know why I check these places, there's never really anything in it. But hangars in the airfields are also good, because there's a lot of ammo and optics that you can give if you give them a quick peek, as well as prisons located all over the map. Just remember to be aware of your your guard, as players will tend to flock to those high loot locations. Seems to be doing alright. I'm just looking pretty good. Ooh. Right, the maps are different on this, by the way. Yeah, I'm not too sure how you work them yet. Whoa, Jesus Christ! I'm not too sure how you work them. I don't know whether you just put them all together or something if you find a couple. Here's a good building. This is a police station. This usually does contain some military gear. Well, maybe not so much military gear, but you're gonna probably find yourself a crossbow or maybe a Winchester rifle. Jesus Christ! Or maybe even a. This bitch ain't giving up. Get away from me. Zucchini? Looks like a giant dildo. Come here, you little fucker. I'm going to penetrate you with this. Ooh. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Giggity, giggity. Giggity, goo. Giggity, giggity. Get that down there. Not bad. Oh, ruined. Someone's definitely been around here. Because usually the way to get ruined equipment is if you've been shot or hit with a hatchet or other various weapons, which is it's a nice perk actually, because I think when the Steam sales came out not so long ago, we had a big huge influx of young people as well as just trolls, to be honest with you. And yes, of course, it's good that they're supporting the game and the progress of the game, but they also do make an annoyance on gameplay. I'm sure you guys can agree, but what's it called? Yeah, they you gotta be careful, because not only are they just look at you first then shoot at you before you can talk and see it after time, but they can be quite noob as well. So stay on your guard. I need some rope and I can get myself a improvised backpack. Ooh, baseball bat. Now these are decent melee weapons. They are pretty good. Although I would try to stay away from melee combat, as it is unfinished. Fists seem to work more effectively than, say, a fire axe, which is rather odd. But yeah, more effectively than fire axe, as well as other weaponry. So, and the fire axe is probably the best melee weapon that you can get. Always check these places, guys, because usually you do find some decent loot on top of these. You might find yourself a rifle, or it's probably going to be a bog standard shotgun, but you find yourself a saw and chop that bad boy up. There you go. Got yourself a what's it called? Sawn-off shotgun. But yeah, I was just saying, I'd try and stay away from close combat. For now, anyway. Be warned, as there was evidence on my last video that it was a bit dodger. Although a simple tip for you guys, if you holster your weapon, you do tend to run much faster. 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 Right, can you see? It's just not there, you know. I mean, the fact that she's glitching through the wall anyway is probably an indication to why it's not actually hitting her. But just die, bitch! Ain't got time to die. Always check the cars, guys. People always forget that, but you do tend to find a hell of a lot of ammo. Like I was saying, 3 bolts for me crossbow. Happy days. Just what I needed. Away, away. I'm gonna do that to some guy. He'll just look at me, gone out. Probably just kill me for that. Can't say a favour. Check this bad boy before I go. Oh. Crappy old sneakers. But with the update, there's quite a few other things, as well as you can actually now dismantle your creations, like for example your backpack or your splint or your fishing rod, and you can actually get back the materials that you use for it. I don't know if you get exactly the same materials, but it's worth a check. It's better than nothing, right guys? Now these places are good for whoa, medical loot usually, so try and get these places down as fast as you can, because usually they are a loot target for a lot of players, especially if they are in the vicinity. And by the looks of things, it does look like someone's been here, because if you're familiar with the mod, it still works in the same fashion as if the doors are open. Wow, surprised that didn't make me bleed. Fucking take it. You lucky punk. Right, let's get in there. Shane's not make it about. It's gonna ruin me camouflage, but fuck it. I can actually. Oh, gotta remove that. Not too bad. Seen worse. Much worse. Might come to need those. They are important. I mean, you can find yourself in serious sticky situations. There's another cool thing. I mean, if you guys saw the firewood earlier in the police station, unfortunately I still think you need a box of matches to actually do anything with that firewood, but it actually it works quite well, because if you're setting up a fire, the wind, the strength of the wind as well as the weather matters. So say if it's really windy, it's harder to ignite that fire than it would say if it's dry and, you know, a hot day basically. Or if it's raining, it's just going to put it out. And the rain also adds another nice feature as well, because when you actually are in the rain and not in shelter, you do actually get wet, and I'm not too sure if it actually has an effect on your movement speed, but it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure it does, and if it doesn't in time, it will. These are good foods to find because you don't actually need a can opener, and as you can tell, I have been looking for a can opener, because the majority of the food that you are going to find is going to be usually, you know, canned food. Let's face it, it's the best type of food for a zombie apocalypse. There's also weapon attachments for the AK, I think it is, the AKM. And funny enough, actually, coming from the police station, it did remind me, but I was busy talking about something else. They also fixed rapid player movement when you say you're going down like stairs, so vertically, and say if you went from one texture to another, and it's a couple of centimeters, if that, in game, downward vertically, and you dropped very fast, so yeah, you get the point. It would actually kill you, so it'd simulate falling death, which has happened to me a lot, especially in police stations when coming down those stairs. So I was going to say to you guys, be careful, but it looks like they fixed it, so happy days, right? Get that down there. You can never have too much, remember. I've just got myself hydrated, so a little bit more, and I'll be all fucking dandy. Right, it's bugging out a bit, so bear with me, guys. As you can see, I'm pretty kitted out already, and I don't know how long it's been, but I'd say give or take 15 minutes, and yet look at everything I've got. All I need now is a rifle, but if I'm honest, the crossbow works just fine. I may only have 2 bolts left, which was a problem actually, because if you saw me kill that zombie earlier with the crossbow, whoa, 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 Nelly, whoa, Nelly. Yeah, I can't justify this, guys. I'm sorry. It is a game in making. I just did justify it. I was wrong. So I'm gonna have to stick to me baseball bat. I'm up on the coast at the moment, so usually there is a lot of players around these coastal areas, which I'm looking for, to be honest, because I am still striving to find a humane player that won't blow my face off as soon as I actually approach them. And you know what? I'm getting to the point that if I die one more time, I swear to God, I am going to shoot every motherfucker I see on sight. And yes, I don't care, the game has broke me, alright? That's what it gets you like. I'm not having it anymore. If I die one more time by a fucking... Give yourself hemorrhoids at this rate. Not the image you guys wanted. The image I wanted, if I'm quite honest with you. These take up a lot of room, so good food, but they do dehydrate you a lot. And that's also something I'm going to mention at the end of this video. If you stand by, I'm going to let you guys know on the healing rate that certain foods give you, as well as the dehydration rate, like I was saying in the first episode. And I promised you guys, so I'll fulfill that deed. Right. Orange. It's too laggy when I eat, so I'm going to try and refrain. But by all means, do not follow that method. Eat whenever you can. Oh. I'll check this out. Ha. DayZ Red Marauder. Fear me. Fear me. Although I'm too nice at the moment. That soon all might change. This game has a way of making people sadistic. Although, I do need to try and get hold of some handcuffs so I can grab and kidnap some poor unsuspecting victim. Lock him up, force feed him some rotten food for funsies, and finish him off with some disinfectant. Swear this game was made for the sick of mind. But we love it! Right, gotta be careful. You never know. As you can see, the graphics look quite nice. I mean, so the last time I was playing it, they actually have improved quite a bit. I see this game being very, very nice towards game end. I'm also going to start bringing out a lot of clips from DayZ mod. It's just going to be like no commentary, just general gameplay for those guys that just like to watch, say, an episode of, see how other people do it, or I don't know, just for entertainment, I suppose. I'll have that up for you guys probably in about next week or so. So stay tuned, man. Although I don't really loot these places much, but you can find a decent amount of stuff. You can also loot tear pages out of a book now to get extra. Ooh, kind of. And it's the best one you can get, really. It might be badly damaged, but this one is the only one that takes up one slot, and it gives you the most food from the can as well, because it's actually a traditional can opener. I'm gonna suffer the lag. Do it. Do it. Get him up. Get him up. Fucking hell. Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys, but you can actually holster your weapon in this game, unlike the mod, and it actually does give you a bonus in increased speed. It is more dangerous than, say, ringing with your weapon out to a certain degree, because you might have your weapon out, you might be able to be on tap with your weapon down range, but you lack that movement speed that you would if you disarm yourself. So it's up to you guys, you can either choose.
Health
Whoa.
kit's not for you. You got £35.49 for your blender on eBay.
Okay,
Now with
we
23
really did
listings
not
every
expect
month,
that, did we?
selling on eBay is full of good surprises.
I don't even know where that's coming from.
On eBay.
Oh my god. They're onto me. They're onto me. Crossbows, crossbows, crossbows everywhere. I just want a fucking projectile. Give me one. Yeah. Yes, like I said though, action, action, action in the next episode. Full based action. But these are important videos, if not the most important videos. They may not be great entertainment wise, but they give people that gist of knowing what to do. And obviously you can see I'm ready to go now. I mean, I'm ready to take on people if I really have to. Okay, may not be many people, and you know, I've got to keep low, because with 2 bolts and a baseball bat there's not much you're gonna do. But it's not just about the weapons that you hold, it's about how you use them, it's about how you play as a character. You know, it's about, you can actually use tactics in the whole game and actual strategy, and using that strategy element that's been interfaced with the game. You know, you can have a group of guys after you, and if you use your strategy right, you can beat them if you really need to. And it all depends on how serious you're going to take the game. I mean, at the moment, I'm just having a laugh. I'm just showing you guys on what to do. You could go looking for people. You could make your clans. You could make an organization if you really needed to, or wanted to, or if you wanted that safety net. And don't get me wrong, I think they're going to add more characteristics towards that type of gameplay in the future, because organizations as well as clans and so forth, I find when it's very sporadic on information, it's hard to organize that. Oh, I lost that, thank God. But yeah, it's hard to organize each other into a effective force, we could say. And you know, having maybe tools or dialogue information boards that are probably in game, I don't know. Most people are probably going to be using Skype or TeamSpeak, but some people with lower end computers who can't handle that type of frame rate are going to look elsewhere, or maybe in game, so you don't have to keep alt tabbing, or you know, just the very elemental sufferments that we all cause and all have to do and go through. And as you can see, it's the same area, or it looks like the same area anyway. A lot of DayZ is the same, and it can get a bit repetitive. But if your imagination is vivid and it is quite extensive, there'll be lots of things for you to do, and you won't get bored. Oh well, saying that, everyone gets bored in the end. This is no dilemma there. I mean, I think every game gets boring in the end, but with the type of realism perks that come in, it's a simulator, and with simulators it's usually a high amount of hours put into the game at once, depending on your work situation. If you got free time, usually time goes before you know it. But this is a great game. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Alright. Whoa. I think I just try to sneak up on this motherfucker. I mean, I'm not even going to be hostile. I just gotta take it easy towards people, because where's he gone? I think footsteps. He's upstairs. Careful now. Careful. Careful. I think he's gone up top. Probably to get a weapon or something. Although I've got to check in here real quick just to make sure. I'm not even going to kill him. I just want to make friends. I want a friend. But everyone's an evil fucking bastard on this game. It makes you wonder, would humanity actually survive if a zombie apocalypse were to happen? And there he is. He's not aware. He's not aware. Wait, I think he's here. Or heard me at least.
Yeah, don't shoot a friend.
Friendly dude. How you doing, man? Let's see if he goes for it. Come on down.
Sorry,
Come on. Come on. You can trust me, mate. I ain't gonna shoot you. I'm not actually either. What's your name, man? He's either scared or he's a bit dodgy. One of those. Hello. All right. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna test the luck. I'm gonna try and be friendly this last time. Please do not kill me. Please. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, dude. No. You are fucking kidding me. I said I'd go through all the different types of food and all the different type of health and type of related type of damaging and how to be aware of the type of damage that you may be under. For example, you could be sick, you could be, you know, overindulge, you could be losing blood, or you could be dehydrated or starving, etc, etc, and bleeding unconscious. Oh, you know about unconscious, for example. But broken bones, fractures, humidity, it all plays a part in this game. Now, for hydration, when water falls below 0, the survivor starts to lose health at probably about 1%. So it's not a lot, but if you don't get that sorted before it takes its toll, then it's going to do a serious amount of damage. You will notice that by the symbols being hydrated for green, light green, and then hydrated for green, and then thirsty will be orange like a tambourine color, and then really thirsty upon dehydration will be thirsty but red. And low hydration can be caused by natural dehydration, such as eating dry food, so like rice, for example, as well as the cereals that I had almost picked up earlier in game, if you guys can remember. Consume drinks, some food other than water. Be careful not to eat too much drink, or you probably will end up sick, which then causes vomiting. Now, hunger is pretty much the same thing. When energy falls below 100, the survivor begins to lose 1 health. It's probably about 0.5% blood. And that gives you low energy. That would be the same as hydrated, but it will go from energized light green to energized dark green to hungry, and then it will go hungry red, going through the tambourine. Now, eat food. You gotta eat food. Be careful not again to eat or drink too much, because you may end up sick. Now, being sick, the symptoms. You can either be overeating, vomiting, light food poisoning, blood loss or increased water loss, medium food poisoning, blood loss and increased water loss, vomiting, and that's by eating raw food or cans that are unknown, for example, haven't got a label on. Chemical poisoning, rapid blood and health loss, greatly increased water loss, repeated vomiting. And obviously if you transfer incompatible blood to one another, that results in death, obviously. Now causes are obviously overeating, over-drinking, chemical poisoning, so like the disinfectant that I was talking about earlier, and so forth, so forth. Now the treatment is obviously charcoal tablets, overeating, stop eating for a few minutes until vomited passes. Roughly 30 minutes should be enough. Consume charcoal tablets for sickness. The sickness status will remain for a few minutes, but the food poisoning effects will cease. Chemical poisoning, making your character vomit will not cure the sickness. It has to be endured, so you just gotta get through it. It's tough cooking. Blood type incompatibility. There's no treatment, you just die. Horrible death. Now blood, it's, you usually start losing blood, and you got about 5,000 blood, so if that drops anyway lower than that, you start getting blurry vision and you can't see shit, you can't really play the game. And that's either being hit by zombies, eaten by zombies, falling, getting shot, getting hit by an explosive for example, or having a player run into you. Which is actually possible, believe it or not. Now bandages, remember the bandages guys. Now blood bags, you gotta have someone else blood bag you, but you gotta remember, has to be your blood. And black screen, that usually means you're unconscious, and it'll usually tell you. You gotta use EpiPens on somebody else. I'm not sure if you can use them on yourself, but you gotta use EpiPens on somebody else if they've been knocked unconscious somehow. And defibrillators, they're the ones that pretty much bring the fucker back to life if he's died or whatever. Saves him the fucking track, doesn't it? Now injuries, usually the only thing that I'm aware of is broken legs. I'm not too sure about other limbs, but painkillers usually stop the shaking, but you got to use splints on this. I don't think you can get morphine, like I was saying earlier. Now fractures are usually from fights and falls, but they usually don't happen a lot. It's usually just broken your bone. Humidity, I'm not too sure. Avoid water and rain for a while, I suppose. It's probably the best because you can get soaked. So you get damp, wet, and soaked, and that will be next to your hydration and hunger levels. So you can't miss it. It'll be up in your inventory. I've also put up a quick slide picture for you guys in your consideration to designate the buildings of which I've talked about during this video, and more or less guide you upon where to get military loot and where to get survival. Alright, I hope that helps, and remember to subscribe, comment, and rate my videos. Thank you very much guys, hope you enjoyed.